Electrical Power Transmission System course. So myself, Mr. P. Mabu Hussain, Assistant Professor at EEE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. So we are going to discuss the module 3, which is the performance of transmission lines, under which we are having these topics, so which are classification of transmission lines, modeling and performance of short transmission lines, modeling and performance of medium transmission lines, in which you are going to study end condenser method, nominal T network method, nominal pi method. So then we are going for performance of long transmission lines using rigorous solution, evolution of ABCD constants, representation of long lines, equivalent T representation of your long lines, equivalent pi representation of long lines. So then Ferranti effect, effect of regulation on transmission line, then surge impedance and surge impedance loading of transmission lines, wavelength, velocity of waves. So these are the topics which are there in module 3, so which is performance of transmission lines. Okay, so now in this video we are going to concentrate on classification of transmission lines and modeling and performance of short transmission lines. So what are the different classification of transmission lines? So these transmission lines are classified into mainly 3 types. So based on the length of the transmission lines, right? If the transmission line is having a length up to 80 kilometers, then such type of lines are called short transmission lines. And generally the voltage limit for these short transmission lines is that it will be less than 20 kV. And then medium transmission lines are the transmission lines which are having the length from 80 kilometers to 160 kilometers. And generally the voltage for medium transmission lines will be in between 20 kilovolts to 1000 kilovolts. Then the last type is long transmission lines, and if the transmission line length is more than 160 kilometers, then such type of transmission line is called the long transmission line. And generally the voltage for these long transmission lines will be very high, which is greater than 100 kilovolts. We are mainly going to concentrate on these 3 types of transmission lines in this module, and we are going to analyze the performance of these transmission lines. Generally these performance of these transmission lines will be dealt by ABCD parameters, right? We are going to use the ABCD parameters which we are already studied in network analysis, right? Those we are going to use here for the analysis of these transmission lines. And also we know that a transmission line is a distributed network. So distributed network in the sense, in this transmission line network, resistance, inductance and capacitance all will be distributed uniformly throughout the length of the transmission lines, right? So but while analyzing this short transmission line and medium transmission line, so we will not consider the line to be a distributed network. We will consider the line to be a lumped network for easy analysis. Then we will do the analysis. So then for long transmission lines, we will as it is, we will take the line to be a distributed network and we will do the analysis, so based on the rigorous solution. Okay, right? So then let us see the performance and modeling of short transmission lines, right? So in the performance of short transmission lines, we are going to consider only the series elements, which are resistance and inductance. So generally this capacitance, the capacitance will be ignored. Why? Because the length of the short transmission line will be very less, only up to 80 kilometers. So generally the effect of capacitance will be very small, so that will be neglected here. So you are having only 2 parameters, so which are resistance and inductance. These 2 are the series parameter. So if you represent a short transmission line and equivalent circuit, so you can draw this as in this circuit. Okay, so here you have the resistance and inductance, so which are the series element, and the combination of this will be the impedance Z. Z will be R plus JX, right? Here at sending end, you will be having sending end voltage, and current will be the sending end current IS. So in the same way at the receiving end, so which is connected to the load, at the receiving end you will be having a receiving end voltage VR and receiving end current IR. Now as this circuit is a series circuit, this sending end current and receiving end current, these 2 are the same. Okay, so here I represented here. So sending end current and receiving end current for a short transmission line will be the same. And if you write the voltage equation, right, for the same circuit, if you write the voltage equation, so that voltage will be Vs is equal to VR plus IR into Z. So here you have to apply the KVL. So when you apply the KVL, then this Vs will be equal to this VR plus voltage drop across this impedance, which is IR into Z. Okay, so you represent these two equations as number 1 and number 2. Now these two equations you can even represent in the matrix form. So when you represent these two equations in the matrix form, so then you can write it as PSIS is equal to 1Z01 into VR IR. So this is the matrix form representation of your equations 1 and 2. Now these equations which are represented in matrix form, you can compare with ABCD parameters of which we already studied in our network analysis. So if you write the ABCD parameters for a short transmission line, those will be VS IS is equal to ABCD VR IR. Here now you compare these two equations, equation 3 and equation 4. So then you will get A will be 1, B will be Z, C will be 0 and D will be 1. Right? So like this you will get the ABCD parameters or ABCD constant for short transmission line. Now let us see how to determine the sending end voltage in terms of this receiving end voltage. Okay, so here we need to draw the phasor diagram. Okay, so here we are going to take the current will be the reference. So here this is the current vector. So this current vector we are going to take it as a reference, right? This I will be same as IR and IS, as it is a series circuit. Receiving end current and sending end current both are same. So those current will be represented by this I. Okay, so this current I we are going to take it as reference current. Okay, so then when you take it as reference, so then how will be the voltage, right? So if this IR is your current, which you are going to take it as reference, so then this VR, so VR will be leading the IR by an angle phi r. So this is the vector VR, right? So this vector will be at an angle of phi r with respect to this IR vector, right? So then you need to get the voltage, sending end voltage Vs value, right? So this Vs will be equal to VR plus Z into IR. Okay, and this Z value will be R plus Jx, right? So which means that Vs will be equal to VR plus IR into R plus IR into X. Okay, so JIR into X, right? So now to get the Vs, you need to add vectorially. So this VR drop across the resistance IR into R and drop across the inductance JIR into X. So this is inductance XL. Okay, right. So now you are having the VR here. So for this VR, you need to add this IR R, right? This is the voltage drop. So this voltage drop will be in parallel to your reference vector. So this can be represented by this AB. So which is this is IR into R. So then for this again you have to add this J into IRXL. So this will be inductance will be inductant voltage drop across the inductance. So this will be leading the reference. So this will be perpendicular to your reference. So which is IR into XL, or you can even tell it as I into XL. Now this VR and this IR and IR into XL. So this total will be your VS. So this is your VS. Okay, right. So now from this vector diagram you can get the magnitude of Vs. Okay, how we will get? Let us see here, right? So from this vector diagram, so this OC is the Vs value, right? Here you take the this rectangle triangle. Okay, so then according to Pythagoras theorem, OC square, this square will be equal to this square plus this square, OD square plus ODC square, right? And OC is your Vs, so Vs square is equal to, and this OD, so the length OD will be OE plus ED. Okay, so OE plus ED whole square, and DC can be represented as DB plus BC. Okay, so OD will be OE plus ED whole square, and DC can be represented as DB plus BC whole square. Now, what are these OE, OD, OE, ED, DB, and BC? These values. So from the vector diagram, you have to derive. Okay. So now, what is this length? OE. Right. So now, for getting OE, you have to consider this rectangle, triangle. Right. This is the perpendicular one, and the angle between here is, this is phi r. So if you write cos phi r, so then this cos phi r will be OE by OA, and this OA, so this OA is your VR, right? So OE will be equal to VR into cos phi r. Okay, this is the value of OE. So then what is ED, right? So this ED will be same as your AB. So this AB length is IR in IR. So ED length also will be the same. So in place of OE, you have to write this. So VR cos phi r. In place of ED, you can write IR whole square. Okay. So then what about DB and BC, right? So DB. So from the same vector diagram. So DB here is this length. Okay. So this length, how we can determine? So this length will be same as this AE length. Okay. If you get the AE, so the AE value will be same as the BD value, right? So this BD value or DB value also you can determine from the same rectangle triangle. So here you have to write the sin phi r. So this sin phi r will be equal to this AE by OA, right? So AE by, so this AE is the same as BD or DB by, and OA here is nothing but VR. So this is VR. So you can write DB as VR into sin phi r. Okay. So in place of DB, you can write VR into sin phi r, and BC. So this length is I into XL whole square. Right. So like this, you can obtain the all values from vector diagram. Okay. So then finally, you are having, so the VS will be equal to under square root VR cos phi r plus IR whole square plus VR sin phi r plus IXL whole square. So this is the sending end voltage, right? So magnitude only here. So this is the sending end voltage magnitude. So then you can even find the approximate sending end voltage, right? So from the same vector diagram, right? So you have to consider here that this length OA will be extended with some dotted lines up to AF, and B, you also have to draw one line, so BH, which is parallel to this AF line, and perpendicular to this you have to write the HC, so that you are getting this triangle here. Okay, so now here this angle will be same as this angle phi r. Okay, so now here you have to do the approximation and you have to find out the sending end voltage. Actually the sending end voltage is the length of OC, this one. Okay, so this length we are going to approximate it to equal to this length OF. Okay, so OC is approximately equal to the OF value. Why? Because this angle between these two will be very less. So generally and mostly this VS length, which is OC length, will be same as OF. Okay, so then what is this OF? Right. So if you see here the vector diagram, the length OF is equal to OA plus AZ plus ZF. Okay, so OF will be equal to, so generally this is OA plus AF, and AF will be again divided into AZ and GF from the vector diagram. So now you have to find out the all these values OA, AZ and GF, right? How you can obtain the value of OA? So OA, if you see the vector diagram, this OA length is nothing but VR. So here you are getting VR the same. So then what about AZ? So AZ length, so AZ length here is this length. Okay, So this length, for getting this length, you can consider this vector diagram. Okay, so A G B. So this triangle you can consider, right? So here I'm drawing here A G B. So this is the perpendicular one, and angle between this here will be the same as phi r. Okay, and this length AB. So this length AB is your hypotenuse. So whose value is IR. Okay, so now if you write the equation cos phi r, so if you write the equation cos phi r, so then this cos phi r will be equal to this AZ by AB. So from this, AZ is equal to AB into cos phi r, and the value of AB is IR. So IR cos phi r. So this will be the value of AZ. So here in place of AZ, we are writing IR cos phi r. In similar way, you can even get the BH value also. Right, for getting the value of BH. So BH here is this value. So in the vector diagram, so this length you have to consider. Okay, so this BH will be same as your GF also. Right. So this GF value, if you calculate, so you will get the I into XL sin phi r. Okay, how you get? So you have to consider this triangle. Okay, BHC triangle. So I will write again outside that BHC. So this is the triangle. So which is BH and C. Okay, and this BH value you have to find out. Okay, what is this value? So then here you know that this CH value is I into XL, and angle at C, this value is phi r. Okay, so now if you write the sin, small mistake, so not this HC value, right? This value is I into XL. Okay, so now if you write sin phi r here from this triangle, so then this value will be equal to BH by BC. Okay, so then BH value is equal to BC sin phi r, and this BC value is I into XL sin phi r. So the BH value you can take it as IXL into sin phi r. Okay, so finally this sending end voltage will be approximately equal to VR IR cos phi r plus IXL into sin phi r. So this is the sending end voltage. Okay, so this equation is the approximate sending end voltage. Okay, so from this equation you can write the difference of your sending end voltage and receiving end voltage, which is Vs minus Vr. So this Vs minus Vr you will get as IR into cos phi r plus IXL into sin phi r. Okay, so then so what is the voltage regulation for this short transmission line? Let us estimate here. As you know, voltage regulation is nothing but change in voltage from no load to full load. Right? If you take a short length transmission line equivalent diagram, right? So this is the length, short length transmission line. Here you have the sending end voltage. Right? Here you can connect the load here at the receiving end. So voltage across the load will be the receiving end voltage VR. Right? So if there is no load, what is the voltage at the receiving end? So it is called the no load voltage, no load receiving end voltage, VRNL. Right? So if there is a load, so then the voltage across the load will be the receiving end voltage under full load. Okay, so the difference from no load to full load, so the voltage at the receiving end will be we can estimate it as a voltage regulation. Okay, the change in voltage from no load to full load, and this will be expressed as a percentage of full load voltage. So this is called the voltage regulation. Okay, the formula for this voltage regulation will be VRNL minus VRFL by VRFL here. Right? So if you want the percentage, then you have to multiply this with 100. Okay, so VRNL is the no load voltage at the receiving end, and VRFL is the full load voltage at the receiving end. Right? So the percentage voltage regulation, you can write it as VRNL minus VRFL by VRFL into 100, right? Under no load condition, so if there is no load here, so what is the current, receiving end current? So this receiving end current will become 0, right? So when the receiving end current is 0, so then the voltage across the receiving end is called the no load voltage, right? So when IR under no load condition, here IR will be 0 and receiving end voltage is nothing but your no load receiving end voltage VRNL, right? So from ABCD parameters, right, if you go back to this slide, right? So here if you see, so this Vs is equal to A into VR plus V into IR, right? So when IR equal to 0, so what happens to this voltage? Vs is equal to A into VR you will get. Okay, so from this you can write VR as Vs by A. Okay, under no load condition, the value of IR will be 0 and the receiving end voltage will be same as Vs by A. So that we are going to use in the voltage regulation, right? So VR under no load condition will be equal to Vs by A, right? So now we are going to substitute this in this voltage regulation equation, so that you will get the percentage voltage regulation. So this percentage voltage regulation will be equal to Vs minus A into VRFL by A into VRFL, right? Even this V into, so this VRFL you can even write it as VR at full load. Okay, so then the percentage voltage regulation will be Vs minus VR by VR into 100. Okay, for short transmission lines, the value of A we already derived, but this value will be equal to 1. If you go here, right, so the value of A for short transmission line is 1. So you simply substitute 1 there, so that you are getting this percentage voltage regulation for short transmission line will be Vs minus VR by VR into 100. And from the previous slide, so Vs minus VR, so this value is IR into cos phi r plus IXL into sin phi r. That you are going to substitute here in place of Vs minus VR. You can substitute it as a IR into cos phi r plus IXL into sin phi r. So then the voltage regulation will be this value by VR into 100. So this is for lagging power factor load. Right? If you derive the same voltage regulation for leading power factor load, so then here in place of plus sign you will get the negative sign. So then the percentage voltage regulation in case of leading power factor load will be equal to IR cos phi r minus IXL into sin phi r by VR into 100. So this is the percentage voltage regulation in case of leading power factor. In case of lagging power factor, so this sign will be plus. Okay, so now what is the condition for getting the maximum voltage regulation? Okay, so generally this maximum voltage regulation can be obtained only for lagging power factor load, right? You have to consider the voltage regulation equation for lagging power factor load. So then the voltage regulation for lagging power factor load will be equal to IR cos phi r plus IXL sin phi r by VR into 100. Okay, so this is for lagging power factor load. Now you have to derive the condition for maximum voltage regulation, right? For getting the maximum voltage regulation, you have to differentiate this voltage regulation equation with respect to change in variable, which is phi r, and equate it to 0. So that means dVr by d phi r is equal to 0. If you do this, you can obtain the condition for getting maximum voltage regulation, right? So when you do the dVr by d phi r and equate it to 0, so you will get in place of VR simply this equation you have to consider, right? So then this if you differentiate this, IR is a constant, so IR differentiation of cos phi r will be minus sin phi r. So the term will be minus IR sin phi r plus, if you differentiate this IXL sin phi r with respect to phi r, you will get IXL d by d phi r sin phi r will be cos phi r, which is equal to 0. So from this I will get cancelled. So the finally you are getting XL cos phi r will be equal to R into cos phi r. So from this we can write tan phi r. So which is tan phi. Sorry, here some mistake is there. So this value. So this equation is wrong. Okay. So from this equation you can write r into sin phi r will be equal to xl into cos phi r. Okay. So this can be written as sin phi r by cos phi r will be equal to xl by r. Okay. So which this sin phi r cos phi r is same as tan phi r. So this tan phi r will be equal to xl by r. So this is the condition for maximum voltage regulation. Okay. So here tan phi r is equal to xl by r. This is the condition for maximum voltage regulation. So in similar way, let us derive the condition for getting zero voltage regulation. So this zero voltage regulation generally you can obtain for leading power factor load. Okay, when the power factor is leading or the load is leading, so in such a case you generally obtain the zero power factor condition, right? So you have to consider the voltage regulation under leading power factor load. So for leading power factor load, here the sign will be minus. Okay, so voltage regulation VR will be equal to IR cos phi r minus IXL sin phi r by VR into 100. Okay, so for getting zero voltage regulation, this numerator term, so this term should be equal to 0. Okay, so if you want to get the voltage regulation to be 0, this numerator term will become 0. Right, when you do that, so IR cos phi r minus IXL sin phi r is equal to 0. So which is same as R into cos phi r is equal to XL into sin phi r. Okay, so from this tan phi r, so from this can be written as sin phi r by cos phi r. So this value will be equal to R by XL. So this sin phi r by cos phi r is nothing but tan phi r. So that tan phi r is equal to R by XL. So this is the condition for zero voltage regulation. So if you observe these two conditions for zero regulation and maximum regulation, so they are simply here condition for maximum voltage regulation will be XL by R. If you reverse this, you will get the condition for zero voltage regulation, R by XL. Okay. So then, what is the efficiency of short transmission lines? Right? How you can estimate the efficiency for short transmission lines? So efficiency is nothing but output power by input power. So which is multiplied 100, you will get percentage efficiency. So this is the general equation. Okay, percentage efficiency equal power received at the receiving end by power receiving it. So generally you will write P out by P in as the efficiency. If you want percentage, you have to multiply this with 100. Okay, and this P in you can even write it as P out plus losses. Okay, then percentage of efficiency will be P out by P out plus losses into 100. Okay, so this P out is nothing but power received at the receiving end. Okay, so then the percentage of efficiency will be power received at the receiving end by power received at the receiving end plus losses into 100. Right, this power received at the receiving end will be represented with the P. Right, then P by P plus, and the losses for a three-phase line will be 3 into I square R. Okay, here R is the resistance and the P value will be VR IR cos phi R. Okay, so here this P will be VR into IR cos phi R if it is a single phase. Right, if it is a three phase, you have to take 3 here. 3 into VR IR cos phi R, and this VR and IR will be the phase values. If VR and IR are the line values, then this will be √3 VR IR cos phi R here. Okay, this is how you can estimate the efficiency of a short transmission line. Okay, so let us see one simple problem so that you can understand how you can estimate the efficiency and regulation for a short transmission line. So read the problem. A single phase 50 Hz generator supplies an inductive load of 5000 kilowatts at a power factor of 0.707 lagging. So by means of an overhead transmission line, length is 20 kilometers long. and the line resistance and inductances are 0.0195 ohms and 0.63 millihenries per kilometer. You observe this. So these resistance and inductances are for 1 kilometer. Okay, the voltage at the receiving end is required to be kept at the 10 kilovolts. Right, receiving end voltage is given. So this receiving end voltage VR will be 10 kiloohms. So you have to find the sending end voltage and voltage regulation of the transmission line. Okay, so here in this problem, so the resistance is given as 0.0195 ohms. So this resistance is only for 1 kilometer. So but our transmission line is a 20 kilometer transmission line. So you have to multiply this resistance value 0.0195 with 20, so that you will get the total resistance of your transmission line, so which is 0.39 ohms. In similar way, inductance for transmission line per kilometer is given, which is 0.63 millihenry. Now this also, if you multiply with 20, which is the length of the transmission line, so then you will get the inductance for your total length of the transmission line, which is 0.63 into 20. So this is the total length of total inductance of your transmission line, right? So to get the X, so X is nothing but inductive reactance. This value will be equal to omega L. So the omega is 2 pi F into L, right? And the F here is the frequency. So the frequency, so given in the problem as 50 Hz. So 2 pi into this 50 Hz multiplied by this inductance 0.63 into 20, you will get the reactance value. Okay, that reactance value will be 3.96 ohms, right? You have got resistance and reactance for 20 kilometer length transmission line. Now, so the length is 20 kilometers. So this problem comes under the short transmission line, right? So in case of short transmission line, as you know, receiving end current and sending end current both are the same. So which we are considered as a I, right? So then this magnitude of I, you can write it as total power by voltage into power factor, right? So see here in the problem, the single phase line is supplying an inductive load. Okay, so inductive load is given as 5000 kilowatts. That means P value is given, so which is 5000 kilowatts, and voltage at the receiving end is given as 10 kV. So VR value is 10 kV. So then, so from these two, you can obtain the IR value, so which will be equal to P by VR into cos phi. Okay, so generally this power P is equal to VR IR cos phi R. So from this IR value will be P by VR cos phi R you will get. Okay, so the P value is 5000 by VR value is 10 and power factor is given at 0.707. Okay, so then so this I can be 5000 by 10 into 0.707, so which will be equal to 707 amperes. Okay, so current you got, resistance and inductance you got. So then approximate sending end voltage equation we already derived that value. So this Vs will be equal to VR plus I into R cos phi R plus X into sin phi R. Right? In this equation, all the values are known. Right? This VR is nothing but 10 kilovolts. 10 kilovolts in the sense 1000 volt, 10,000 volts. And IR we are calculated, so which is value is 707. So then resistance also calculated for total length 0.39 and cos phi R. So the power factor is given. So the cos phi R value is 0.707. So given in the problem. So from this you can obtain the phi R value. So from that phi R value you can even obtain the sin phi R value. Right? So if you obtain the phi R value, this will be the 45 degrees and sin phi R again will be the same 0.707. Okay. So R value 0.39 multiplied by cos phi R is 0.707 and X value 3.93 and sin phi R value 0.707. Okay. If you calculate this, the sending end voltage Vs so value is 12.175 kilovolts. Okay. So then how to determine the voltage regulation? Right, this voltage regulation for short line will be Vs minus VR by VR into 100. Okay, and this Vs value is 12.175 kilovolts minus VR value is 10 kilovolts. So 12.175 minus 10 by VR value again 10. So if you calculate the voltage regulation you are getting here is 21.75 percentage. In similar way, you can obtain the efficiency of the transmission line also. So this efficiency of transmission line will be output power by output power plus total losses. Okay, so output power is 5000 kilowatts, right? Output power is 5000, here also the 5000. And what are the losses? These losses will be I square R, right? So the problem here is a single phase line, so you have to consider I square R. So if it is a 3 phase line, then you have to consider 3 times I square R. Okay, you remember this, right? As the problem is a single phase line, so you have to consider only I square R. I here is 707, which is 707 whole square, and the resistance value is 0.39. Okay, in previous see, this is the 0.39. Okay, see here this is in kilovolts, sorry, kilowatts. This is here also kilo. So to make it this also kilo, we are multiplying this with the 10 power minus 3. So if you are getting confused, then you directly write. So the output power value is 5000 into 10 cube by output power 5000 into 10 cube plus I square value 707 whole square and resistance value 0.39. So if you calculate this also, you will get the same 96.2%. So this is how you can estimate the voltage regulation as well as efficiency of the short transmission line. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.